I'm Isis Romero, and this is the news in San Antonio. San Antonio police are reviewing video from a Southwest ISD bus after it rolled over on Tuesday morning on the way to Legacy High School. Investigators say the road was dry and ice was not a factor in the crash, which tied up traffic for hours. Sue Kalberg is following the story.
33 kids were about 5 miles from Legacy High School when their bus ride came to a sudden stop. Police say even though the front end of the bus was a mangled mess, the 33 students on board all freed themselves from the wreckage before police even made it to the crash site on Loop 410.
The back door there is an emergency exit, so they open it.
They say while some kids scrambled out the back door, others used hatches in the roof of the bus to make their escape.
The driver, she was good. She was worried for the children. The children were good. They were cooperating. They were behaving pretty good.
They say with TxDOT Heroes helping with traffic diversion, they were able to get the students safely off the highway. Police say some went on to school after being checked on the scene by school district nurses, and some were picked up by parents. As new information develops, we will pass it along on air and online. In Southwest San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
2 people who were killed in an overnight house fire on the west side have been identified. Family confirmed with us that Juan Hinojosa and Guillermina Pinelo Hinojosa are the married couple who died after being taken to the hospital. The call for the fire on South San Dario came in just before 11 o'clock on Monday night. Meredith Haas spoke with the couple's family.
I spoke to Guillermina's daughter, Cindy, who didn't want to go on camera today. She says she and her family are mourning the couple's loss, and as they do, they've gone through the home to try and find what's left of their loved one's memories. In her hand, a statue of Jesus, which Cindy's mother, Guillermina, placed atop an altar in her home. A piece of Guillermina she will hold on to now that her mother and her husband, Juan, are gone.
She really taught us to be good in our faith, to spread our faith without turning, back.
Cindy told us Guillermina leaves behind daughters and grandchildren, and that she was active in her church community.
That's gonna leave a big hole in her work, but one of us will pick up from there.
And as they go through what's left of her and her husband Juan's life, Cindy reflects on moments spent in the home.
We were just here for Christmas, so I helped her put up her tree. It's a little devastating, but I think we're also just in shock.
We're told Guillermina was trapped in a closet after she was separated from Juan and called 911 to report the fire. Officials say burglar bars and a metal roof made it difficult to get into the home. Fire crews were eventually able to pull Guillermina from the side of the house while they pulled Juan out of the back. They believe the fire started sometime before 11 Monday night, but an official cause has yet to be determined, though Guillermina's family has an idea.
Loved, having heaters in their home, and it was heaters with the firewood heaters. And so we think that's probably what happened, because they had several in there.
When we have the latest from investigators, we'll provide it on air and online at kens5.com. Meredith Haas, KENS 5.
There's been a growing outcry over how immigration enforcement is playing out. On Saturday, migrant families detained in Dilley staged a protest pushing for freedom, in part sparked by the transfer of 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his father from Minnesota 1 week ago. Politicians, faith leaders, and immigration attorneys plan to speak out demanding the boys' release. As Zach Briggs reports, their advocacy goes beyond just one child.
His image rocked everybody, I think, because everybody can see his innocence in that picture wearing his Stitch hat. Any parent can see their child in Liam.
Immigration attorney Laura Flores Dixit not surprised by Saturday's protest staged within the confines of the ICE detention facility in Dilley.
We're talking about some of the strongest people that I have ever met who have endured terrible persecution in their countries, incredible journeys just to make it here.
Drone video from the Associated Press showing dozens of migrant families, including children, demanding freedom and voicing opposition to federal authorities and their tactics when carrying out ICE operations. On Wednesday, Flores Dixit will join elected officials and community leaders calling for Liam's release. But there's also a broader message she hopes to convey.
What happened to Liam happen very publicly, but it happens on a daily basis in the shadows of immigration courts nationwide. There is a way to implement one's immigration laws without being cruel.
For local pastor Diane Garcia, the ramped up ICE activity hits home.
We have had a couple of families in our congregation that have been detained there with their children. One of them was only 3.
Garcia says these were families attending the routine ICE check-in appointments, going through the legal process when law enforcement detained them. From what's happening in Minnesota to right here in San Antonio and beyond, Garcia has faith that change is coming.
We really are seeing the community come together and be united in saying that we believe in humanity and we believe in justice.
Zach Briggs, KENS 5.
San Antonio Councilwoman Ivalis Mesa Gonzalez has taken a plea deal. She was arrested last July on a DWI charge and pleaded no contest to a lesser charge. Earl Stoudemire explains the new charge and what she has to do now.
District 8 Councilwoman Ivalis Mesa Gonzalez waived her rights and pleaded no contest to obstruction of a highway. She'll have 9 months deferred adjudication, which is a type of probation, and do 24 hours of community service. She'll also have a fine of $1,000. Gonzalez will get credit for completing her DWI seminars and other requirements, but she will have to complete an addiction treatment program and pay $50 every month she is on probation. Gonzalez was arrested last July after San Antonio police say she was driving slow, drifting in and out of the shoulder on I-10.
This has been a difficult chapter, but I am committed to learning from this. I am glad that this case has been resolved, and I am going to remain focused on work and family. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Were you drinking at the time, ma'am?
That's all I have to say at this point. Thank you so much, everyone.
Gonzalez, originally facing a charge for driving while intoxicated, now has to follow the judge's orders on the lesser charge. At the Bexar County Courthouse, Earl Stoudemire, KENS 5.
And that's the news in San Antonio.